Okay, I think we're live on Twitch. Just check YouTube. And yes, we're live on YouTube. Excellent. Alright, let's just have a quick whiz around the fort while we wait for people to join. Let's start at the top. I haven't got any build orders up at the top at the moment, just because we've got people busy and we're using the blocks and things like that. This level we should have. Oh yeah, they're planting things. They'll have seeds for them eventually. They just need to brew them up. The butcher and the tanner are all nicely set up. I should tell them to come and dump this the various remains that are around here. We'll just keep this good and free of refuse. Let's see. I've asked them to get a hive put there, and then we'll transfer the bees from this hive over here to that hive over there. I've already asked them to make a hive, so they just need to bring it up. Let's have a look here. So have they deconstructed that butcher shop yet? No, they haven't. And we did say remove it. That way, when they do the butchering, they'll do the butchering in the butcher shop that's undercover and out of daylight. Looks like they've removed the leather worker though, so that's good. Hello, Potato. It says, hail and well met. How are you today, Sal? I'm fine, thank you very much. I'm just having a look around the fortress to see how things are doing. The peahens are still being moved over. That door is passable, yes. And that's an animal stockpile that takes tortoises, yes, because I've noticed that the other tortoise has been caught. Can we build another nest box? Yes, we have one. Okay, we'll drop another nest box in there. What does the P mean for peahens? I really don't know why they're called peacocks and peahens. Why is it not? I don't know why it doesn't want to place a nest box there. Wonder if it's got anything to do with the stockpile. Just try removing the stockpile from one square and try building the nest box again. Oh yeah, okay. So that was its issue. Let's head down a level. We really should put some more tables and chairs in the thing that passes for our dining room. Okay, things are looking okay. They should be hauling the furniture down to the furniture stockpile. Down here, were we doing anything? Oh, let's just check that we've definitely got all of the artifacts on display. So we're looking at, is this square down here very white? Because if it is, that means it's in a room that has an engraved floor, which means it's probably on display. Yep, it looks like we've got everything on display. Not sure about that one. Oh yeah, it's just that it's very close to the other rooms. Okay. Yep, so we're fine with the artifact. Head down again. Need to get some more work done on the bedrooms because we're seriously short on bedrooms. The poor dwarves. And this will just bring us up to the number. It'll bring us up to slightly more than we need. But I've got other things I want them constructing at the moment. We've got an ashery being built. The soap maker is being built. Someone is making or has made ash. Sal, are you a listener of podcasts? I'm not sure if I already asked you this, but if not, I do have an amazing podcast to recommend to you. It's not something I do very often. It's once in a while, but I don't. The time that I listen to podcasts is if I'm doing chores around the house, like washing dishes or something. Doesn't really take much time. I used to listen to podcasts when I travel to and from work, but because I work just across the road, I don't sort of have a convenient time for that anymore. But you did mention a podcast to me the other day. Right, down here I've got them doing some more work. The most tedious thing about building my tunnel setup is marking out the tunnels in the first place, which I did off camera, and then putting all of the bridges in place. So I've just done that off camera as well. Connecting them all up is fine, doesn't take very long. But yeah, and I've got them to dig part of this passageway. We're a bit low on shale blocks at the moment, and I'll need them to make lots of mechanisms and things, so I don't want to connect this up fully, but they can dig out that bit for the moment. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable with where we are down here. We could put a few more tables and chairs in. What I'd like to do is to use up some of the tables that are not especially good quality. Hardcore guitar riff for home decor planning, indeed. We'll put a few more tables over this side as well. Okay, I'll do chairs later. Okay, everything's looking fine here. I want them to put a central pillar there, and we'll put some doors on it, but not too worried about that just for the moment. Going down again. I've set up the jeweler's workshop to go and grab more jewels to cut. But I think we're pretty good around here. Just checked that, yeah, we've got steel bars. The clother is making dresses at the moment, so hopefully George will get dressed. The armor maker is making armor. I think he's on boots at the moment. Stockpiles are fine. Alright, yeah, I think we're happy with that. So at the end of the last stream, where we left it was that a two-headed monster had walked onto the base, and that is this character here, and the length of the name suggests that it's killed a lot of notable characters in its past. And we've got it trapped between two doors, which is excellent. All of this pink stuff is the fact that it killed some dogs. My poor dogs didn't manage to run away in time. And they also got trapped between the doors with the monster. So they're currently going rotten in there, and that's the miasma being let off by the dogs. We did our best to rescue the dogs, but alas. So I'm keeping that monster trap there because next time we get a goblin or human invasion or something, we will be able to funnel them down this tunnel where we already have gates attached, and then we'll be able to close the gates and open the gates and allow the monster through. And then it can help me deal with them and they can deal with it. Yep, so first part of this episode, I think we'll be focusing mainly on the bridges that have already been built, the gates that have already been built, and as we get enough mechanisms, just making sure that they're connected to a lever. While the dwarves go about building more bridges, and then we'll put down more levers for the new bridges. So usually I build them as I go along, but this time it's so tedious trying to find the shale blocks. I thought I'd just do that bit off camera and save you all the pain. Right, let's let people carry on. Giving them plenty to do. So where were we up to on the lever system? We haven't done the far one, so we must have started with the near ones. Yes, we did one. Okay, so I've only done one. Just see how we're doing for mechanisms. So this is Northwest 2. Oh yeah, that's right, because we stopped to do those ones. Northwest 2, that one. Okay, so we can do this one, we can do one more. So this is going to be northeast. Northeast 2. And we can do northeast 3. Did call that one. No, I called that one mid-northwest 1. That one's mid-northwest 1. This one should be mid-northeast 1. Mid-northeast 2. So mid-northeast 3, we can set up that one. There it is. Control N to name it. Mid-northeast 3.
No.
Hey. What's that? I think it's sparring. Yes, it is. Now, up here, do we have guard dogs on duty still? Or did I call them in? Oh, actually, that's not connected to the outside world. No, it's not.
A baby's been born.
Aha. Okay. Let's make sure that the babies are confined to the warren. Back down to the trap system. Yes. So we do have one gate system open to the outside. That's the northwest passage. And no, I haven't got anything in... I need a guard animal up here. So we want a pen pasture. Let's have a look. Dogs. You. That's you. You and you. I'm just checking. Yep, that is fully connected to the outside world. Now, did I say forbid that? Yes, I did.
Yes, I'll do it, but no, it won't work.
Over here.
No.
Yep, forbid that one as well. Good. Alright, dwarves. Let's come back to base. How are things looking? Have we built the hive yet? Nope. Oh yeah, moved some of the animals out of the main animal area down here because it was getting overcrowded. Okay, so this was an important thing I wanted them to get built. It's the little gap in the wall that we dug because I want to replace all of the ores and gems down here while it's quiet. Another one. Okay. People are dashing out to go and build the new bridges. So we're in a relatively relaxed spot at the moment. What I should be doing, actually, I haven't got Dwarf Therapist open. We should do that. Let's see if George has put some clothes on yet. Here we are. We search by military status. And have a look at military. Oh, look at that. George has actually got some clothes on. Yeah, he hasn't got a dress on, so he's missing something. But he's got a steel mail shirt, so he's at least that'll keep him happy. So who's sparring down here? Let's have a look. I think it's Helen and Ella. Let's have a look at what you're doing. So the mace dwarf bashes the axe dwarf in the right lower arm with her silver mace, and that's a high quality silver mace, lightly tapping the target. The mace dwarf attacks the axe dwarf, but she jumps away. The axe dwarf attacks the mace dwarf, but she jumps away. And then there's a bit more lightly tapping going on, and then the axe dwarf strikes at the mace dwarf, but the shot is deftly parried by the silver mace. And then there's a bit more lightly tapping the target. Okay, we may have another mechanism by now. Let's just see. We want to go to 4. That's 4. Yeah. Control N. Mid, northeast, 4. We can do 5. So add link to bridge. Or 5, there's 5. And that is mid, northeast, 5. And we can do one more. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add link to bridge. There's 4, 5, and 6. I don't have enough. I thought I had 2 more. How many more are there up here? Yeah, we've got 4 more bridges up here to link. And then we'll start on the lever system for the little offshoots that I've marked out. I tell you what we haven't checked is if we head down to the caves, still got a little bit of flux down here. We could probably do some more. Petitions. Entertaining. Not right now. Oh, you're about 80% finished on your project. Very nice. Miners. When you're ready. Come and dig some of this.
Sorry, I can't do it, sir.
I kind of would like to dig into the caverns now. I'm tempted, and I'm going to do it. Just to throw out some exploratory channels to see if we happen to hit the caves. If we just throw out a long channel. I'll do another one here. So if we're right at the top of the cave level, we should, unless we're really unlucky, cut into the top, into the roof of the cave at some point. Okay, looks like miners are on with that, and that'll give us some more marble to work with as well. Right, I think we should go and have a look at the bedroom level. Oh, hang on. Right, they've built all of this. We've had them making ash. Probably should have stored a little stockpile of ash down here. It'll be up in the bars and blocks stockpile probably. What we'd like to do now is to make lye. And we don't want much lye, just a little bit of lye. 5 to 10, that'll do fine. And then the soapery needs soap making. Maybe we haven't got anyone with soap making. Let's have a look. Potato, I've just thought you're not... I haven't named a dwarf after you. I could name one of my dwarfs beginning with C after you. Would you like a dwarf? Soaping. Let's have a look. This crowd here. Let's give you soaping. And I'm going to take you off plant gathering. I mean, we have taken the plant gathering area away, so there's nowhere for them to gather plants from anyway, I think. Oh, that was not a full migration wave. Yes, you'd like a dwarf. Let's see. Tell you your options. We have a female dwarf called Cat, or a male dwarf called Captain Corn. Let's have a look at their professions. Cat is a mason. Captain Corn is also a mason. They are both quite content. Cat has just become a parent, so you would also get a child. Whereas Captain Corn's not very happy because he's been nauseated by the sun. Bonus ducks if you can make it an artist dwarf. They both actually do artwork. Actually, most of the dwarves do artwork. I've got them. They all get a shot at engraving things. And we'll have lots and lots of engraving to do. So, yeah, they all get a pop at that every so now and then. And depending on whether or not they create a masterpiece, will determine whether or not they become an artist. Does Does either of them have any thoughts about art? Can't see anything about art for Cat. What about Captain Corn? Pick the female dwarf and name her. It's gotta begin with C because it's one of my C dwarfs. I don't have P dwarfs at the moment, but yes, we can certainly go for C. Potatet. Sure. That's crazy. Let me make sure I spell this right for you. Potatet. How about that? And then her child, we shall name the child Spud. Certainly. We need to find her and then find out her child's name. Citizens search on C Potatet. There you are. You're busy making a table at the moment. If we view you, we'll have a look at your relationships. Oh, you're married to Captain Corn. You have a dwarven child. You have a child, an only son. So you're a new mother. Hello, CSST form. Jeffrey? I'm a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Right, let's have a look for this child in Dwarf Therapist. Right, first of all, I need to switch this, switch on the options so that we can see the children. And then we're looking for past. Probably easier if I just do it alphabetically. Past Athelrigoth? Yes, that's the one. Okay. Your only son is called Spud. There you go, Potato. Right. Just gonna take those. Right, don't display children or babies. Makes it harder to control the dwarves when we can see all of the children. Yes, I suppose both those names were. Yeah, I just had that, you know, when you get that sudden moment of doubt where you think, CSST form is Jeffrey, isn't it? Or was that someone else? Huh? Okay. Sounds like sparring. I don't think we've got anything to worry about there. It's just a bunch of hauling going on at the moment. Never played Dwarf Fortress, seems a bit much. Do you know, it's... I mean, it's a very deep game. It's not dreadfully hard. Mainly because the overall goal of the game is to lose in the most amusing way possible, I suppose. Yeah, you have to be very comfortable with losing. But it's the menu system and the visuals. If you can get over those, then it becomes a fascinating game. Happy Monday to you too, Pinback. Is it out yet? No, well, it wasn't when I looked before. It's a bit early in the day though for America, so because aren't I right in thinking that Toady 1 and Three Toe are in California, so it'll be early morning for them. So when I checked earlier, it would have still been an unreasonable hour for them. So you never know, it might be out by now. Yeah, you imagine it's easier with the Sprite Pack as well. When it comes to Steam, there's going to be changes. They are looking to make it a bit more user-friendly with Steam. Is the Steam version supposed to come out soon? What they've said on their forum is time is relative. This is still in alpha, and they've been working on it since 2004. So, yeah, soon in... They do have a roadmap of development. There will be... Oh gosh, that must be peacocks. That was very loud, so there must have been a lot of things just growing up to be adults. Oh yeah, there we go. The peafowls have grown up. Yes, what we've got is imminently, any day now, there's a big update coming to this version, the free version, and that will be the last update before Steam. So they're going to do that. They'll put out any fires, any sort of big issues with bugs. But then the focus is going to be purely on the Steam coding. They've done some work on it already, I believe, because they were talking about making sure that they had enough in place for the artists to be working on the graphics. That's one of the things they've said on their Steam page. Is like, now with graphics. Let's see. Potato says, I can't handle losing. If I'm ever losing too severely in RimWorld, my game suddenly and magically crashes. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Yeah, with Dwarf Fortress, you kind of decide at the outset. It's like, do you want to try and survive a long time? Do you want a long game? Or do you want a short game? So, because this is a practice game for a recording series that I want to do for the next update, that is gonna have to be a long game. So this is designed to be a long surviving fortress, which means that if I get it right, at least in this version, the thing that would eventually kill it off is actually FPS death. Because that would happen eventually. If you don't do anything else, if you don't find some other way to kill your dwarves, then eventually something's going to happen that's going to cause an FPS death. The world will just become too big. The history, there's so much history, there's so much going on in the world. If the world runs for a decade, the world becomes so complex and there's so much calculation going on. And because I tend to use large worlds as well, which doesn't help matters, and large map tiles, FPS deaths are that's the way I hope to end. Now, not with this fortress, because I don't think this fortress will last long enough, because when the update comes out, it's such a big update, it's likely that it won't be compatible with this save. So a lot of the sort of interim, it's only once every year or two that an update comes out which is not backward compatible. I suspect that this one won't be. It's just too big, but it sounds absolutely fascinating. Now you should try digging deeper. Maybe you'll find a Balrog. That absolutely is a possibility. I'm not sure if there are specifically Balrogs, but there is certainly an awful lot of fun very deep down in the earth. The deeper you dig, the more fun you'll find. So it's definitely easy to have your fortress commit suicide. There's various things that will increase the danger levels, and you're in control of that to a certain level. So at the outset, you can choose whether you want a dangerous environment or a less dangerous environment. You decide on the danger level. Every fortress is in a dangerous place. It's just how dangerous. So this is a serene environment. We've been attacked by 2 werebeasts, a cyclops and a 2-headed monster so far, and the humans, for some unknown reason, I don't know why, decided to not ambush us. They launched an attack. Hello, Tammy. Good morning to you too. The other things that you can do that determine how dangerous your fortress can be is you can put a population cap on when you first start the game that limits you to less than 80 dwarves. If you don't have 80 dwarves, then it will take a long time for your population to get over 80, and goblins are not interested in fortresses that are not sizable. They're looking for wealth and they're looking for people to kidnap. So they're only interested in the bigger fortresses. Right, let's engrave this place now that they've finished with that. See, I want to engrave the room. And engrave the corridors, but not the back wall, just in case we decide to expand down there. Never played RimWorld either. Potato says, yeah, in RimWorld, my last game had a ship crash land into my map, and it had so much cluster crashing into my map that even with my PC's power, it went from smooth FPS to choppy and jumpy FPS, even when the time is frozen. Wow. Yeah, with Dwarf Fortress, you are insignificant to an extent. You're just part of the world. The world doesn't pay that much attention to you. The world is going on without you. The world persists as well. If your fortress dies, you can go back into the same world and set up another fortress, or you can go back in first person, create an adventurer and go and explore the fortress that you used to own that's probably now overrun with goblins or vampires or necromancers or something. Hello, Milky 97. Welcome to the stream. RimWorld is good. Mainly always make a body freezer for my visitors and harvest organs for silver. Yeah, I saw RimWorld. I'm watching... Oh, what's his name? Can't remember his name. Watching a YouTube series at the moment. One of his commenters described RimWorld as being a war crime simulator. I do like RimWorld. What's this? Aha, we have caravans. Excellent. What do you mean, my inaccessible site? My site is accessible, isn't it? Inaccessible? Why ever would that be? Oh, what have I missed? Have I not dug somewhere out deep enough? So what I'm looking at here... Oh, here. The wagon can't get through there. Really? Why is this suddenly not wide enough? When it was wide enough down there, it's exactly the same pattern. Quick scoot up to the top. Balls. I really wanted to buy an awful lot of cloth and leather off them as well. Where was it inaccessible? Where did that inaccessibility start again? Here. Oh, now I do note that this is too wide when everything else is one wide. Have I just made an error? Oh, I have. Just made an error in my marking out. Look at that. I've got a little bottleneck there. It needs to be 3 wide. Oh, that'll be because one of the dwarves cancelled the dig because it was a bit damp. Okay. We'll just remove a bit more material around there. Take that out. Well, we should get some horses and yaks and things down. So they'll bring some materials.
Got an idea. Best get the dogs out and assign it to him in case he goes mad.
Is there a multiplayer mod or something for RimWorld yet? That would definitely be my preferred way of trying the game. I did hear that... I'm sure I saw somebody attempting to try out a RimWorld multiplayer mod. It would be fun. But yeah, I can't be sure about that. I might be mistaken it was something else. Fey Mood, yeah. Hopefully we've got everything. We might need to slaughter some animals for their bones. Whoever was in a Fey Mood, you haven't... Oh gosh, hang on a second, that was a bad thing. Someone is experiencing emotional... something or other. Experiencing emotional shock. Why? What have you just seen? Why you sat there? Really need to pick up some seeds. We need more bags. I was going to buy more bags off this trader. What's wrong? Let's see if we can find out. Incoming Balrog. Okay. What's your thoughts and preferences? Shocked? Oh, reliving the unexpected death of somebody. I see. She's blissful dining in a great dining room. And she was interested about a door that she passed. Euphoric due to being drunk. Blissful sleeping in a good bedroom. Uneasy, lack of decent meals. That just means that there is something that she really likes that we haven't got. We can probably find out what that is. What does she like to eat? She prefers to consume salmon, prickleberry wine, string beans, caperberries. She absolutely detests jumping spiders. So, well, there's a good chance that we will get something. I am allowing them to cook the drinks because we've got plenty of raw stuff that we can turn into both drinks and food. So there's a good chance that we will get prickleberry wine meals made for her. Let's just have a look at her relationships. Oh, I think Echo died. He was her older brother. Well, hopefully she'll get over it. Hopefully.
You there, this workshop's mine now.
Oh, good. I was getting a bit worried you'd taken a long time to get to that workshop. What is it you're after? Probably going to have to wait for you to come back before I can see. Oh, I should. While we're waiting on that, let's get some goods brought down here. They won't be able to take an awful lot because they won't have the full caravan with them. Let's see what we can sell. Oh, right. I do want to sell off the crossbows that we don't want to use. There is a lot of bronze crossbows just hanging around. And we're making steel crossbows. Now, we could just melt these down and use the bronze for something. But we've got so much tetrahedrite and sphalerite. It's a very, very mineral-rich map. So I don't think we need to worry about the fuel. I think fuel is going to be more of an issue than ore. Right. Has anybody left any arrows? Any of the attackers? I don't think so, because I think we had... Yeah, because no one brought a bow, so... Yeah, so there shouldn't be any arrows there. Right, small cut gems, bring them all. Large cut gems, well, just bring down that bin, it's all sellable stuff. Yeah, we do kind of want to start selling off some of this worn clothing as well. So anything that has an X at the start of its name is tattered. If it's got a double X, then it's really very badly tattered. So this will free up the stockpile. There is a setting in the game that allows you to, allows this stuff to rot. If you set it up so that it goes into a refuse stockpile, then they will just rot away. But I kind of like selling it because you get quite a lot of money for the jumble, but it does fill up your stockpiles. And because we haven't had a trader for at least a year, we've got an awful lot of jumble to sell them. Some of this stuff is clothes that our dwarves were wearing that have just worn out. Other stuff is things that we stripped off of the invaders that we killed. Alright, we've got lots of headwear to get rid of as well. There is a setting that I can use. It's not within the vanilla game. I think it's in DF Hack, which is the thing to the right of the screen that says resuming job several times. That is a third-party mod that improves the user interface. There is a setting that I can put in there which will automatically take all of the worn clothing for trade. And I might switch that on at some point. I'm a little bit cautious at the start, but then I was forgetting that we haven't had a trader for a year, and so there'd be an awful lot of stuff to take down. Usually there's nothing like this amount of stuff until we've had a great big battle. Yeah, I'm usually a little bit cautious until I know who the mayor is, and we have a nobles. Our noble has been appointed. That's because I tend to use this screen to determine what should be sold and what shouldn't be sold, and then when we get down to do the actual trading, I just trade whatever's there, and that's become a bit of a habit. Gonna sell those copper gauntlets. Now, if we get a mayor who is particularly fond of gloves, for example, and we happen to sell some worn out gloves, then we could end up with half of our fortress going to prison. And what's really bad is I haven't even built the prison yet. So that means that half the fortress would be given the alternative punishment of a beating. And that could well kill half the fortress. When the police brutality is quite significant. The corporal punishment is quite a significant threat in this game. You have to be careful who you choose to be in your police force. If you choose not to have a police force, you end up with an upset mayor, and other people will get upset with that. Eventually I tend to find that eventually I will always end up getting a police force together. But once the sentence has been set, you're stuck with that sentence. So the fact that someone is sentenced to a beating because there are no prison rooms, if I go build a prison room, they're still stuck with a beating. I don't want my ass whooped because someone sold old gloves. Because you carried the gloves down to the trade depot, and you would only need to have carried one glove. Yeah, I've learnt that lesson. I'm very, very controlled about what I sell. Just until I've got a fully functional prison that's a very high capacity setup. So, because if people get locked up, they might not respond well to it. I mean, we can make a very good prison which mitigates the issues about being locked up. But they most likely will survive, and we can most likely make it up to them in the long run. And even if it looks like they are so unhappy about the fact that they've been locked up that there is no way they're ever going to get over it, well, we can send them out on a mission to go and conquer another fortress somewhere. Are these all leather? I like them to use the leather shields. Yes, they are. No, we want that tortoise. Crafts. We want all of the crafts, including that goblin hair ring, which is just lying around outside. But yes, we do have an artifact sat in the stockpile. Need to sort that out. Toys. Yep, they're all in bins coming down. From Dwarf Fortress to Prison Architect. Yeah, but it's the culture of the dwarves is very different. So you have a kind of different relationship with you have a, it's interesting. The things like with your prison cells, you can't just lock the dwarves in a room, you have to chain them. And when you chain them, if you chain them with a really nice chain, a really fancy chain, they'll spend a lot of time in prison just admiring the craftsdwarfship of that fancy chain. Hello, Shrimp Sama, welcome back. So this is on the cards for a thing to do soon, because if I don't get it done soon, I will accidentally cause somebody to do something wrong. The mayor will get upset about something, and then someone will be assigned a punishment, and we just want to make sure that punishment is definitely go to prison, not have a beating. So they like prison if you show them something shiny. You have to what I do is that I put the best chain I can find in the prison cell. I give them the best bed that I think that's sparring. Yeah. I give them the best bed in the fortress. I give them the finest tables and chairs. I put beer in their cell with them. We make sure that it's engraved by our finest engravers. Okay, the outpost liaison wants to talk to me. So they're in the most beautiful surroundings with the most beautiful furniture, and they're chained with the shiniest chain. Potato says, I'm cold. The rats are nibbling on my toes, but I'll be damned if I let that ruin my feeling of how nice these chains are. Indeed. I just arrived, and here you are making fancy dark dungeons. Indeed. The other thing to do is to make sure that your prison is, especially if you're keeping beer down there, is to keep the rodent population down, because that would upset your dwarves. So I always keep cats around the place. Sometimes the cats will adopt the dwarves that are in prison, and that'll give the dwarves happy thoughts. Because they have the finest tables and chairs, they'll often get visitors who just come to use their cell to eat their dinner, because it's a really nice table and chair. So yeah, there's ways to mitigate it. So when I lock up the dwarves, just make sure that they're not bored, they're busy admiring artwork. We'll put really nice statues in there for them as well. Anyway, the outpost liaison wants to discuss our situation. There is much to share. I haven't looked at the world yet. I haven't shown you anything on the world. What requests do we have for the merchants? So I believe, it used to be really important to tell them that there was something you wanted to buy. Now for us, there absolutely is. We want pigtail cloth. Sounds like a spa. Yeah. Are you making a dungeon or a jail spa? Well, if you think about it, all these dwarves did was to take some stuff down to the trade depot as instructed. Now, to make it even more unfair, it might have been perfectly legal to trade the stuff when they took it down. And we might have sold it to the merchants, and it was still perfectly legal to trade in that good when we sold it to the merchants. The merchants might have packed up and left with that stuff, but it's not until if they leave the map when the mayor says, I ban export of socks. If they leave the map with socks, then whoever it was, all of the dwarves who took socks down to the trade depot, regardless of the fact that those socks were so rotten they'd been falling off the feet of the dwarves, and the ones that were okay, well, that were full of holes because we pulled them off the dead feet of our enemies, and they were blood-soaked and ripped to shreds because the dwarves had been biting them while they were attacking them. Doesn't matter. The mayor said no socks. Okay, so just checking. Yes, we said we will pay 111% for plant cloth and we'll pay 107% for silk. Okay, so what are they prepared to offer? They will buy... Oh, look at that. They're paying a fortune for figurines. We're sending down a ton of figurines. Refined coal, I wish I had. They also pay a lot for rings, crowns, anvils, powder, and... Oh, yeah, that's why I built that room upstairs. Not to make soap, but to make powder. Splints, drinks, bracelets, and cloth. Okay, so... Now, the fact that they're paying 184% for cloth doesn't bode well for the price that we're going to pay, but I think we will make a lot of money on our trade. Yes, our fortunes rise and fall together, indeed. Now, if you can bring down whatever you manage to fit through there. Have the dwarves chopped out that wider corridor yet? I'd like to check and make sure. Entertainers? No, we only take entertainers when it's dangerous outside. Yeah, so here come... Oh, we're not doing too bad. They've actually got quite a few... Looks like they've got some water buffaloes and yaks there. They've got a mule or a horse, a camel. A couple of camels. 3 camels, in fact. That's quite a... To say that they didn't bring their wagons, we've not done too bad. Sometimes there'll only be sort of 1 yak and a donkey. And they won't be able to bring much in to sell, and they won't be able to take much away either. Right, our dwarves are going to be running around for quite a while collecting all of that stuff. That was the sound of the merchants arriving and unloading their goods. Have my dwarves dug that bit? Yes, they have. So my miners... I'll just let them carry on bringing stuff down. They'll be a little while yet. If my miners are finished doing that... There was something I wanted to get them digging out and I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, everyone stopped the engraving to go and get the trade goods. They'll all have been given a task to go and take their trade goods down. Well, I do want to get the dwarves digging further downstairs, but there was something else. There was something else I was going to get them to dig. Never mind, we'll get them down into the mines. Petition? Entertainment, no. Okay, no sign of the caves yet. Let's try digging another layer down. Just do an up downstairs one further. Because that's marble down there. Okay, as soon as I know that they haven't gone through the roof of the cave with the staircase, I'm happy to start expanding at that point. So we'll get them to dig that. And now it's not so much marble or anything else. I would really like to find the cave system. So we'll just get them to dig a big channel. So it won't take them long. And over here as well. And then another one up top. Okay, let's see if they bump into anything down there. I want to break into the cave so that we can do indoor grazing and bring the animals indoors. Right, we'll leave them to it. How are we doing here? Have we finished hauling all of the stuff? It looks like we might have because no one's running around with things. So let's call the trader down. Is he down yet? Nope. What did you say you were doing? Oh, you're eating. Our trader's busy eating. Oh, yeah. Gosh, I forgot. Florimond, what are you making? You've got quartzite, some silk, some gabbro, some rough gems. Quite a bit of rough gems. Some cut gems, and I don't know what else. Be interesting to see what comes out of that. Oops. Oh, look at that. Someone's just come and restocked the beer in our tavern. Okay, are you down yet? No, you are now drinking. Come on, Alex. I did say yes, trader is requested. How are we doing now? Are we there? No. Alex is now... Oh, hang on a second. Once in a while you get a little bit of a problem where your trader will prioritize other things. It's not often that this happens. Alex, you're not even supposed to be hauling. Are you surprised that Mia hasn't joined for one of these streams? He joined for the first one, but he's had an awful lot of university stuff on, and plus I've been doing a lot of streaming either in the middle of the day or in the middle of the night. So Mia's got, you know, proper ordinary diurnal cycle going. Alex, why are you hauling? You are forbidden from hauling. I am actually gonna forbid you from all jobs. And then I am briefly going to interrupt everybody's task by saying, come indoors. Alright, so whatever Alex was doing, she should have stopped. We'll make that alert inactive again. I'm going to take that off and put it back on. Okay, what are you doing now? You're still storing an item in a stockpile. is very bizarre. Okay. We can force this a bit more. If I increase in fact, I can set up a new burrow. We'll add a new burrow. We'll define it. We'll name it Trade Depot. And then we'll say that the trade depot is from here to here. And now we'll add Alex. If we can find it. Oh, let's do a search. That's easier. Alex the broker. Right, Alex, you are restricted to working in that borough now. You can't work anywhere else. Musicians, entertainers, not at the moment, thank you. Right, Alex is there. That worked. Right, so what happens if we sell everything? That gives us, so down here you can see it is 34,000 dwarf quids. So we can buy an awful lot of stuff. Not buying pig iron because we can make that. I do like buying random metal bars off them in case we get a noble who has a particular thing for, I don't know, could be zinc. And they want a zinc bookcase in their bedroom or something like that. Just handy to have them around. Okay, let's have a look at the ropes because we want fancy ropes. Wow, that's an expensive fancy rope. I'm sure a dwarf in prison would love to look at a rope that is that expensive. What we can see about the rope is the chevrons mean that it's decorated. The minus sign after it means that it's a fine decoration. The minus sign after there's no chevrons on this one, there's just a minus sign. That means it's a fine rope. A plus is better, an asterisk is even better than a plus. So this pigtail rope is even finer than that alpaca rope. But this one here, this llama wool rope, was a fine llama wool rope that was then decorated and decorated finely. So that one there is certainly a most excellent rope. That one's got really fine decorations on it as well. Oof, another terribly expensive rope. Let's buy that. So that gives us 4 extremely well decorated ropes that we can put in some prison cells. So yeah, I'll just, because we're not going to use any ropes for now, I've been waiting until we built the traction benches, because I certainly wouldn't want to pay 1,500 dwarf quids for ropes and then just use it in a traction bench. What the fuck is pig iron? I thought it was just a silly thing in a Minecraft map. No, it's a genuine real life thing. You use pig iron. Thinking back to my engineering days, you take ordinary iron and you smelt it. So basically you heat it up very, very hot, and you get, it's a certain amount of carbon into the iron. Pig iron, I think if you cast it, is what gives you cast iron. You then take, to make steel, you need, in real life, you need an amount of pig iron. You treat pig iron with flux, and you put flux and pig iron together into a smelter that's full of a high carbon fuel, and that's where you get steel. But yeah, pig iron is a genuine thing. Okay, let's have a look. Didn't mind buying some water skins for the dwarves. And Milky Milk says, I just learned something new at 3 a.m. Nice. Gosh, 3 a.m. So, is that Australia? No, Australia's later than 3 a.m. now. Oh no, maybe not. Tempted to buy their nice water skins. Seems as we're going to be flush. Ah, South Australia. We are going to Australia in April. So I play with a group of other gamers and streamers and YouTubers. And every 2 years, we meet up somewhere in the world and we rent a house together and we just have like a gamer's holiday. We do a lot of streaming, and I think there was one time we set up a microphone in the living room for a week and just broadcast the living room for a week. It's so much fun. Well, our next it's called a Nidaway. Our next Nidaway is taking place in Australia in April. We're going to Brisbane, so really quite excited. I mean, I'm rather excited. One of the guys is absolutely giddy. Hopefully Australia won't still be on fire in April. Yeah, hoping so. At least you don't have to deal with the wildlife. It's true, because it's all been cooked. Goose the drake, no. A ewe, no. Water buffalo, no. Turkey. Tell you what, if the elves come and they've got anything interesting, now that we've got quite a lot of wealth built up in the base that we're looking to trade, I might buy some exotic animals. Mule, no. I'm all up for buying barrels. We might buy milk and beer and ale and milk. Why not? There'll be someone somewhere who really wants goat's cheese. I don't need goat's milk. We can get that ourselves. Never mind. We'll buy it. It's extra barrels. This just saves us from making barrels out of our own wood supply, because the one thing I don't have is coal. So all of this ore that we've got means that we have to chop down an awful lot of trees. And we've got trees inside our area at the moment, but once we get through those, it starts becoming quite a dangerous thing to go get wood. The way the fortress is set out, it makes it it's very safe for the dwarves if you stay inside. It's very dangerous for the dwarves if you go outside. They're generally quite a long way from home. Finished! Oh, fantastic! We don't need to buy any weapons. We can do steel and silver, so they can't make anything better than what we've got ourselves. Will they fall into the sky if they go outside? Indeed. We could buy some clothes. That's probably not a bad idea. I won't buy cloaks because I think it's robes that our guys are wearing. I don't want someone taking a fancy to a cloak, because they'll wear a cloak over their robe. And then they'll wear it until it falls off, and they'll be very unhappy that they haven't got a new cloak to replace their old cloak. I will buy dresses. We'll buy socks. Always good to have socks. Seem to go through socks like nothing else. Shields, we make our own. I tend to make leather shields because leather shields are quite light and the material doesn't affect the blocking ability, the blocking quality of the shield. Hoods we're not dealing in at the moment. We make our own steel helmets. Mittens I'm not dealing with at the moment. Gloves we are. They are expensive gloves, but somebody will really enjoy those expensive gloves. Gloves, gloves. Bags. Right, we don't need any yellow sand. Or dye. We'll buy some more plump helmet spawn. Well, no we won't because we've got seeds coming out of our ears. Sand, cave wheat seeds, dimple cup spawn. Right, there's a bag. There's a bag. That bag. That bag. That bag. We don't need any more chests. I think we've caught up with the chest making. Yeah, well, I don't even mind paying over the odds for bags because we can afford it. And somebody will see a very finely decorated bag and be happy. So all of these bags will sort out our seed storage. Because at the moment we've only got, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 bags. And so all of the other spots in the seed stockpile are taken up with a single seed. The more bags we have, the more seeds we can store. Oh, we've got seeds just knocking around all over the fortress. Sandbags. Pigtail seed bags. So I wouldn't mind buying some more pigtail seeds just to be sure we've got them. Oh, if you loaded to YouTube. Excellent. I'll have a look at that one when I take a break. More bags. 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 Rock nuts and dwarven sugar. We could get... I mean, we could start growing some more... some different stuff like dwarf wheat and sweet pods. We can make our own rum and ale. But... I don't really see the need. They like a lot of variety in their diet, and there's always someone who wants something in particular. But we can buy all of this stuff. I suppose it would be handy to get some... Yeah, actually I'm talking myself into it now. I'm going to get some seeds and some... So sweet pod seeds and rock nut seeds. If we've got any dimple cup seeds, I'll buy... Yeah, dimple cup spawn. There we go. I'm thinking if something terrible was to happen to the traders and we were to never get any more traders, we would never have access to dwarven rum. But if we've got one bag of seeds, we can turn that into a whole industry. But other than that, we'll just buy the empty bags. They've brought quite a lot, actually. That's nice. That's probably plenty. Gypsum plaster is the thing I need to start making. Right, cloth bin, whatever it is, we'll have it. That cloth bin. We'll even buy the giant cave spider silk. The expensive stuff. I'd be a little bit more reserved if they'd brought their wagons as well. But as it stands, I think we can probably afford to buy everything they've brought with them. and they won't be back again for another year. The elves bring very, very little. I only really keep the elves coming because they can bring some very interesting animals. Once I bought some a male and female grizzly bear off them and bred my own war grizzlies. It'd be great if we got that again. I don't think the humans are trading with us anymore. I think they are now enemies. Now, it could be that there's more than one human civilization, and the ones that we trade with, we're still at peace with. And the ones that are attacking us are a different civilization, so maybe we will still have human traders, but I'm gonna bet not. So yeah, I don't see, there's no reason really to put anything aside for the next lot of traders. The next traders will, presuming that there's no sieges and nothing bad happens to the traders, we should get elves in spring. And it's autumn now. If we've got, so that'd be like 6 months before the next traders, and that's just elves. We might possibly get humans in summer, but then it'll be a full year before these guys are back with their wagons. Yeah, don't need any of your trinkets or any of your gems. Don't need any anvils. Don't need to buy any meats and things. I mean, we're pushing our luck on the trader profit anyway. Don't need any fish. We're collecting all of this stuff ourselves. It would be nice to get some more books, I suppose, but we'll probably end up with books accidentally anyway. Let's just... One thing I would like to do is where we are selling them bins full of stuff, I'd actually like to keep the bin. Sell the contents, but keep the bins. Just find them wherever they are. So I'm on the right hand side of the screen at the moment. If it's white, that means it's being made outside of our fortress. If it's brown, I presume that's brown. Is it brown or orange? I'm not sure. Then we've made it in-house. And the fact that we are seeing clothes that we've made in-house that have worn out tells me that we're actually getting onto our second round of clothes. So people, so whoever's glove that was, they would have arrived wearing a glove. Well, that would have been a glove that wasn't made here. So they've then replaced their old worn out glove with a glove that we've made, and now they've taken that off and they've put on a glove that we've made again since. So they're on, it'll be the third pair of gloves that they've worn since we got here. The second pair of gloves that that they've worn that was made here. I won't make a habit of doing this, of taking stuff out of the bins, but we're a bit short on bins at the moment. And They're... and they're not much bother to just pull the stuff out of. So we'd just be left with a bunch of empty bins. Seem to have made rather a lot of toy boats. But it's, I noticed that the stuff that we've been making is quite high quality, so our crafts dwarfs are doing rather well. Okay, so that's all of that. I don't think we'll have anything else in bins. There's all of the cut gems. Yeah, you see, the worn out clothes are just worth a fortune. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's just see if he'll accept this. No. Okay, we'll drop something. And probably some of the clothes, because I definitely want those ropes. We could drop some of the barrels of food that we bought, food and drink. Yeah, we can drop the milk. I'll keep the ale and the beer. Alpaca milk we can... Right, we don't need to buy dwarven wine. We make that ourselves. Okay, so we'll drop the dresses and socks and things because we can make these. And the gloves. Let's see if we can bring it to the point where... Let's see, I'll drop about another 2,000's worth of stuff, I think. So I'll drop some of the cheaper bags. We'll keep the fancier ones. Oh, and then we just get onto the cloth bins. Okay, we'll drop some more bags. I think if I get it to 20,000, we should be good. Alright, let's try that. How about that? Aha! Right, yes. Good, good, good. Right, Alex, you can get back to your job of... we'll just free you from the trade depot. So we'll take you out of there. Do I have to search for you? I'm going to have to, aren't I? Okay, yep. You no longer need to be restricted to working in the trade depot. Nice. So, let's just have a look at the digging. Ah! A quartzite figurine of dwarfs. Okay. Which reminds me, we have another artifact that we need to put on display. Petitions. Yeah, no more entertainers at the moment. I wanted to get down here, have a look and see if there's any sign of caves yet.
I can't do that there.
Let's try digging a bit further. I mean, I knew we hadn't. We'll get an alert when they do find a cave. I just wasn't sure if they'd finished digging to the ends of the channels. And up here. Oh, that's the edge of the map. Fine. Otherwise, what do we have down here? Slate. Could dig another up-down stair. Just wondering if... Oh, what's that? Is that sparring? Yeah, it just sounded a bit different. Kind of tempted to try going higher rather than lower in case we've just managed to cut underneath the caves. Because we do seem to be awfully deep. It's a bit hard to judge because we set off from the top of a hillside. We're already... had to cut a little ways down before we got to the surface. Okay.
Baby's been born.
Oh, another baby. Okay. Let's confine that baby to a safe place. So that when it grows up to be a child, it'll only play indoors. How did we get on with engraving the bedrooms? Is that all done? That looks like it's all done. Okay, so let's build doors. We can actually put planning mode on for this. Let's get some more bedrooms built for our poor dwarves. Okay, and some beds. I'm going to pick the beds a bit more carefully. Because do we have anything... Right, we don't have any fantastic beds. So I'm quite happy to put down the beds that we've got. I would like to see fantastic beds being made so that we can put them in the prison. Let's have a look. Chests. Doesn't matter. Any chest, because we're not going to be putting chests in the prison. And then cabinets. Actually, same thing here. Any old cabinets will do. Stray Cat has adopted an engraver, which reminds me we kind of need to get on top of the cats a little. Yeah, we sort of need to eat a few cats. because they're starting to... We're getting a little bit of an overpopulation of cats. Oh, look at this. Somebody has put some meat in their bedrooms. Probably one of the kids. The kids have a tendency to do this. They just drop meat off in the bedroom. Or it could be a roast dinner, but they'll leave food in their bedroom. And then the food goes rotten, and then there's stink all over the place. But because it's owned by somebody, no one's going to remove that food until it goes rotten. Even if I tell them to move it, they're still not going to do anything with it until it's gone rotten. Okay, so what was I thinking? Yes, we should have enough mechanisms to finish this off now. So add link to bridge. I think we're on, is that 5? Let me check, because I'll be sad if I got it wrong. Oh, good job I checked. 6. So link to bridge. Link it to... Oh, of course, they've built a whole load more gates now. Right, this is the series that we're on. So that's 4, that's 5, that's 6. Nice mechanisms. And this is mid, northeast, 6. Okay. Then we want... Let's see, so that's 5, that's 6. So then we want 7. Link to bridge. Whiz through all of the new bridges. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Control N. Mid, northeast, 7. Oh, so if anyone wasn't here at the end of the stream yesterday, we've caught a monster in the door system. So one of the tunnels at the moment is closed off because, yeah, we've got a monster trapped. This one is 8. It's a 2-headed humanoid monster with like 5 names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Control N. And hello, icing. No, I'm not in work today. Mid, north, east, 8. Oh, wrong key. I wanted to go to here. So that should have been 8. Yeah, now we just do the far one. So add link to bridge. Whiz through these ones. Icing says, neither am I, trying to deal with things now that I have the death certificate, and yeah. There's the administration, the amount that you've got to get through. I've never been responsible for it yet, thankfully. But yeah, I'm well aware. Probably going to need a lawyer. Wow. Far northeast. Yeah, complex business. When my great aunt died and she didn't have any children, she was sort of I wouldn't exactly say the wealthy member of the family. These things are all relative. It's like she owned her own house and she had savings. Therefore, she was the wealthy member of the family, because like my family is not a particularly wealthy family by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I'm probably the wealthy member of the family now. But yeah, she'd made my dad, so he was her nephew, and I think her only nephew. Like, she had one niece, and one nephew, and like she was very close to my dad, but like the niece she didn't see much of. So she'd made my dad the executor to the will. I'm going to check. Yep, sparring. And yeah, the executor. And there was a little bit of legal work involved, but I don't think we actually had to get a lawyer involved. I seem to remember it was all relatively straightforward. It had to go to probate court because it was over the minimal value, but not by a right lot. She put a lot of care into making sure that the will was good, and there wasn't so much, and it wasn't too complicated. But yeah, I can imagine it doesn't take much to do more than that. You had to file your mother's will in 2 different states because she had property in 2 different states. Whoa. Oh, no will, so she's died intestate. That makes it a lot. It just sucks because my sister and I are the only beneficiaries, and there was no will, and there isn't really any money. Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, you were a big time streamer, so of course you're the wealthy family. You're the wealthy one in the family. Well, obviously. Yeah, so it's complicated. Sorry to hear that, Icing. It's like the last thing you need, isn't it? Even just the like getting the death certificate to the bank, and getting things like utility bills transferred out of the name of somebody who's passed away. Nothing is made easy. But then, yeah, if there's complexities on top of that, that's just bad news. It's like when you're dealing with a death, and like, especially if somebody's so like a close member like your mother, the last thing you want is to be dealing with that kind of stuff. You couldn't even get a clean death certificate because they couldn't find the cause of death. Oh boy. Yeah, it's not been easy for you, is it? My favourite part is when someone calls and asks to speak to my mother. Oh dear. How long ago did your mother pass away, Tammy? Yeah, compounding headache. Yeah, poor Icing lost his mother just before Christmas. Oh, Potatoette has become a carpenter. Looks like you're making beds, Potato. Right, it sounds like they've finished butchering animals. About 5 years. It doesn't happen too often anymore. Right, yeah. Yeah, we need to eat a few more of our kitties, unfortunately, before they go and adopt any more dwarves.
Now I need to think of something else to torment you with.
Uh-oh. What was the mandate? Well, hopefully... I didn't see any... Let's just check the justice screen. No criminals. Fine. Good. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to... I was thinking there was something I was going to do with my miners. I was going to start digging out the prison. Right, let's get the prison. You've had a separate number since forever ago, so I don't have to deal with that, luckily. However, my grandmother is still alive, so she will be living where my mother was if we don't lose the house. I think there's, because like you might be aware, my mum was diagnosed with terminal cancer. It's actually nearly 2 years ago now. We were expecting like 3 to 6 months at best, but she's still doing really well. And I remember having a chat with her one day about it, and I was saying there is something about losing your parent or your parents that it kind of, however sad it is, it's still the right way around. Because if you go before your parents, then that's even worse. Not necessarily for you, because you're not there to experience it, but you know that is going to cause more grief. It's got to be more grief involved in losing a child than losing a parent, I imagine. So if your grandmother's still around, that's really sad. Excuse me. Well, onto a brighter topic. Let's build some prison cells. Literally had a clean bill of health 2 days before passing. She had a surgery to double check her heart and it came back clean. It was just extremely sudden and unexpected. Yeah, hit my sister far more than you. Wow. Been sick more than not this month. Yeah, I mean, you know, we've spoken. I knew you'd lost your mother, but I didn't realise the circumstances. Sick the entire last week. Oh, I'm not surprised. That's a lot you're going through, AC. So these are the prison cells. Indeed, best wishes and good thoughts. Okay, so this is not a big enough prison to hold half my population, but it gets us started at least. Yeah, part of life just sucks with all the bureaucracy surrounding it. So they don't make it easy. Right, to go with the prison, I am going to need to make the captain of the guard's office. I'm going to put temples down here, so I think we'll build the captain of the guard's office just here. So he's going to need an office. He's also going to want a dedicated bedroom. We just need to make it a little bit bigger than a normal bedroom, a normal dwarf's bedroom, because it kind of needs a few extra things. Wondering whether I could have snuck it down the back there. We'll find something to use all of this for. I'll put a corridor in there and put the office down there, I suppose. Yeah, we're fine. It's not like we're short of space. If we need more space, we just dig down another level. Okay, but we still haven't found the caves. Right, I'm gonna do one last exploratory run on this level, and then I'm gonna start exploring upwards. Let's just zoom out a little. Right, like that. Yeah, and then I think we'll start just digging a little out here. Zoom in, it's a bit easier. And somewhere we are bound to hit the caves. Yeah. Well, I think if you ever feel like you need a bit of distraction, a little bit of escapism, you know we're around. We're always willing to do the little bit that we can do, which is to take your mind off things. Yeah. Oh, you know how good at losing yourself you are in the chaos that is the Nid. Indeed. Ah, soldiering. Right, now we will accept soldiers. We accept soldiers any time of the year. So, Obok, what kind of soldiering do you like to do? Let's just see. Obok is an axe dwarf, so we'll go to the fighters. Who is our least skilled? Because yeah, I'd rather use the mercenaries if I can get them. I forget whether skilled or competent is the higher level. Well, he's an axe dwarf, so let's replace an axe dwarf. So Ella will take you out of the military and we'll put Obok in there. Oh, let's have a look and see if the hive is in place. And let's get a bit more floor built. Construct me some more floor because we should have more blocks by now. Let's put box select on before I do that. Oh gosh, I've just realised I promised Mia that I'd stop streaming before 5. Well, I didn't promise him. He said, no, you don't need to, it'll be fine. But I said, no, I will. because he's got to leave and go and do his. So I thought I heard movement before, so he's been in and out and just crept around in the background. I presume he's left. Oh, I'm here. Hello, silent assassin. You've just arrived in time for me to finish this little bit of the stream, actually. I'm going to take a short break and just make sure that that if Mia needs to come in here for anything, if he's not already left, because he's got a teaching assignment this evening. Yep, I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back in 5, well, we'll say somewhere between 5 minutes and 20 minutes. I shan't be too long. But thanks for keeping me company so far, and I hope I'll see you back again in 5 to 20 minutes. Bye for now.